Hi everybody. So for this video is a little change of pace. I am joined here today by my beautiful wife, who's helping me deburr some metal pieces. No, this is technically not the vertical stabilizer. This is actually jumps it back a little bit. I hadn't really started to prime any pieces yet, so I couldn't really work on any of the vertical stabilizer, as the next step was to do riveting, and I wanted to make sure obviously that everything was primed before riveting. So this just gave me an excuse to start on the rudder. One of the things you'll find is that you'll get blocked occasionally by lack of a tool, lack of something, one thing or another, or time or something, and you say, well, I've got an hour and a half I can work, but I can't work on anything, so I'll just go ahead and jump to another section, as I've done. So yeah, I wanted to get my wife out to the hangar so she could kind of experience the joys of building an airplane. So I thought, what better way than to get her just to be able to clean some really small aluminum parts. The stiffeners you have to be careful with. They're very fragile. In fact, most of the material for the rudder is very fragile. As it is in the very back of the plane, it needs to be as light as possible. So a few more visitors. It's the president of our flying club, his wife, and another CFI from our flying club as well. They'll just come in and shoot the breeze and see the progress on what's going on. They all like to use the same joke. How come? What, you're not done yet? Yeah. My reply to those now is, what, you can't come up with a better joke? Ha ha ha. So by this point, my wife had gotten bored and she needed to leave. I just sat and continued to deburr away. I'm going to be doing some priming in this video as well. I finally went ahead. And so, you know, there's a whole primer wars with the Vans aircraft. Do you prime at all? If you do prime, are you doing an epoxy? Are you doing a wash kind of prime? Me, I just went with this plain old rattle can. Duplicolor self-etching primer. I pick it up over at my local auto parts store. Also picked up a cheap little $3 kind of spray gun handle attachment for spray paint cans. Really helps with that. The one thing I'll say about Duplicolor, it's nice. It takes a few light passes, probably 3 or 4 passes over anything before you get a really good solid color. And you don't want to put it all at once. It'll just start to run. You'll get tears in the paint. That's no big deal. It dries very quickly. It's a nice dark army green, and after a few days it hardens really well and you can't chip it off. In the beginning, yes, solvent will immediately rub it off. I believe it's a lacquer based, so any solvent that touches the primer before it's hardened, it will wipe off, and it will it's prone to dents and dings. But like I said, once it's hardened, I've never had anything chip off after like a couple of days. More visitors. So yeah, I'm just rinsing. So what I do is I do a quick cleaning of the parts, either with acetone, or if I've never touched it with with my hands before, I'll just use some isopropyl alcohol. Wipe down the parts very well, make sure there's no burrs before I do any of the priming. And like I said, about 3 or 4 good coats, then I'll let it sit for about 10 minutes, and you can pick it up and handle it and dimple away. It's very simple. do like this camera angle. Watching the clouds roll by is very nice. Oh, there's Victor from last video that I mentioned. Real quickly, what we'll get here right before the end is I finish priming and I turn the camera around so that we can get a little detailed shots of some dimpling on the DRDD2. At least I think we do. Oh, there we go, finally. Well, that was short. Anyway, we're going to pick up the construction in the next video.